Hey guys, today we will be learning about food groups. So, what do you think are food groups? Food group foods are grouped together because they provide similar amounts of key nutrients of that food group. Now, actually, a food group is collection of foods that share nutritional properties or biological classifications. Lists of nutrition guides typically divide foods into food groups and recommend dietary allowance recommends daily servings of each group for a healthy diet. So, here we have a plate and it's already written all the food groups. I want you to read it in your mind. So the first one will be vitamins and minerals, not carbohydrates. Then the next one will be carbohydrates. But did you know? Here, you can see here, potatoes are also there in carbohydrates, even though it's in fruits, even though it's a vegetable. But still, it gives you energy. All of the food groups give you energy. Not only one, not only two, all of them. Next is protein. Protein also includes all meats and eggs. You can see in the picture itself. Then comes dairy. Apple also sometimes includes in dairy, but most of the time it includes in vitamins and minerals. It's just given on food. Dairy includes milk and milk products. Fats are oil, oily, sugary chips, and all stuff. Fats are just consumed a little bit, otherwise, if you eat so much, then you might get some serious problems. So let me go back. I want to also tell you more about this food group. So basically, a food group is a collection of foods that share similar nutrition properties or biological classifications. I told you before too, but then I want to tell you the historical food groups. Have you ever heard about a food pyramid? Yes, a pyramid was introduced in 1992. Then something like My Pyramid in 2005, followed by My Plate 2011. Maybe in schools you might see My Plate every time. It was followed or it was made in 2011. It was also called Balanced Diet Plate. So you had to also be in food competitions like My Plate and all stuff. This is a dietary guidelines were introduced in 2015, slated to be re-released every 5 years. The most common food groups are dairy, also called milk products, sometimes categorized with milk alternatives, or meats, is typically a smaller category in nutrition guides. If present at all and is sometimes listed apart from other food groups. Examples of dairy products include milk, butter, ghee, yogurt, cheese, cream, and ice cream. Yes, I almost forgot ice cream. Yeah. So, the categorization of dairy as a food group is recommended daily serving have been criticized by example criticized by. So, yeah. Now, the next common food group are fruits, which sometimes categorized with vegetables, including apples, oranges, bananas, berries, and lemons. So I have told you that mostly apples are in fruits or vitamins and minerals, not always in dairy, but only in the picture it's showing. So yeah. Fruits contain carbohydrates mostly from of sugar, like mostly in form of sugar, as well as important vitamin and minerals. So basically, these are even fruits have carbohydrates, and carbohydrate itself is a food group. So next is cereals and legumes are also a type of food group. They're just separated not in the food group type. It's just their own. Yeah. So cereals and legumes are sometimes categorized as grains. Grains is also called carbohydrates. Is the most often the largest category in nutrition guides. Yes. That's why in the plate which I showed you, it had also more than vitamins and minerals. That's why cereals examples include wheat, oats, barley, rice, bread, and pasta. Legumes are also known as pulses, including beans, soybeans, lentils, and chickpeas. Cereals are a good source of starch and are often categorized with other starchy foods, such as potatoes. Legumes are a good source of essential and amino acids as well as carbohydrates. I think so. You know what are amino acids. Okay. Next is meat. Meat, sometimes labeled protein, and occasionally inclusive of legumes and beans, eggs and meat. Analogs, and our dairy is typically medium to smaller sized category in nutrition guides. Example chicken, fish, turkey, beef, beef, and other types of meat. Confections, also called sugary foods, are sometimes categorized with fats and oils, right? So confections and sugary foods are actually called fats. So it is typically a very small category in nutrition guides, if present at all, and is sometimes listed apart from other food groups, including candy, soft drinks, and chocolate. Vegetables, sometimes categorized with fruits and occasionally inclusive of legumes, is typically a large category. Second only to grains, or sometimes equal to superior to grains in nutrition guides. Example include spinach, carrots, onions, and broccoli. Next is water. Now, water is not a food group, but it's just including it. So, water is treated very different ways by food group, including the that some include the category. Yes, so water excludes the category sometimes. Others list it separately from other food groups, and yet others make it a center or foundation of the guide. Water is sometimes categorized with tea, fruit juice, vegetable juice. Oh, have you ever heard about a vegetable juice? I haven't, but and even soup, and it is typically recommended in plentiful amounts. Yes. So water is actually recommended in plentiful amounts. It's really needed for anything you make. Like suppose you're making something like fluid, right? Suppose you're making juice, you need water. You are making coffee, you need water. You are making tea, soup, or maybe any fluids or any liquids, you need water, right? But you can't make anything. So water is only the first thing which you can't make because you can make stuff including with water. But water cannot be made including with anything, right? So that's why water is really important. Now let's get back to our talk. Here, today, more than 95% of all chronic diseases caused by food choice, toxic food ingredients, nutritional defenses, and a lack of physical exercise. That is why it's important to have a balanced diet. We all know what is a balanced diet, right? Maybe you learned it in your years, right? So, what are the basic food groups? Foods. Now, carbohydrates were cereal, pasta. Just now, when I said grains or cereals and breads, cereals and legumes are the same as carbohydrates. Vitamins and minerals, fruits and vegetables, protein, poultry, fish, chicken, beef, mutton, nuts, etc. So this etc. is written because there are millions and millions of type of beef, type of meat, type of carbohydrates. Vitamin and minerals have only the fruit and vegetables in that. They also sometimes include carbohydrates, like fruit has carbohydrate inside. Dairy has also so many types of dairy or milk products. Fats and oil and sugary items we all know. Next, fruits. In its strict botanical sense, fruit is the fleshy or dry ribbon of ovary of a plant, including the seed. Fruit forms the flower and contains the seed of the plant. Some vegetables like tomatoes and pumpkins are the fruit of the plant, but they're used as vegetables. Next. So this is a tomato, this is sweet pepper, which is also a vegetable and a fruit. Pumpkin and cantaloupe. You can search about cantaloupe if you don't know this type of fruit or vegetable. Yeah, next. Fruit is a good source of vitamins including vitamin C and folate, carotenoids, as well as useful amounts of potassium. It also provides carbohydrates, in particular natural sugar and fiber, especially in the edible skins. The sugar that makes them sweet provides energy. Next, milk and milk products. Milk, yogurt, and firm cheeses are the three important foods in this group. The foods in this group are an excellent source of calcium. Milk carries B group vitamins, particularly riboflavin and vitamin B12 and the fat-soluble vitamins A and D. So, these foods are also a good source of fats and protein, but is low in iron. So, next is lactose. Lactose is the principal sugar in milk, and milk is the only source of lactose in nature. The lactose enhances the absorption of calcium and phosphorus from the intestine. This is an example, or this is a picture on milk products or dairy. Meat, fish, poultry, eggs, nuts, and legumes, which is called protein. There is a wide variety of foods in this group. It consists of all kinds of meat, poultry, eggs, fish, nuts, and nut paste such as peanut butter, legumes, and some seeds such as sunflower and sesame seeds. The foods in this group are a good source of protein, iron, niacin, and vitamin B12. Nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds have been valued for their oils as much as for food in itself. Their high content of energy, protein, vitamins, and minerals makes them a very nutritious food. The energy content of nuts is mostly due to their high fat content. Common types of nuts include almonds, walnuts, foxnuts, Brazil nuts, and hazelnuts. Sunflower, sesame, and pumpkin are the most common seeds eaten as food. Do you eat seeds? I don't, but if you want, you can eat. Next, Phy- physiolo- physiological functions of food. Energy yielding foods. Foods rich in carbohydrates and fats are called energy yielding foods. They provide energy to sustain the involuntary process essential for the continuance of life to carry out various activities. The energy needed is supplied by the oxidation of foods consumed like cereals, roots, and tubers, dried fruit. Next, we have physiological functions of food. Now, food is also satisfy certain emotional needs of human beings. These include a sense of security, love, and acceptance. For example, preparation of delicious foods for family members is a token of love and affection. This is our end of our video. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you don't, then I'll be really sad. So, please like, share, and subscribe, and please comment on this video if you like it or not. I want your suggestion. Okay? See you later. Bye.